This was the first set that I got in slot number 3, and I just immediately started doing it because within a few minutes वो दिख जाता है कि अच्छा ये करना है कि नहीं करना है. Table given below shows the amount in grams of carbohydrate, protein, fat, and other nutrients per 100 grams uh, of nutrients in 7 food grains. 7 food grains क्या हैं? Cereals 2, millets 3, pseudo cereals 2. ठीक है. And you have carbohydrate, protein, fat, and other nutrients. First column gives the food grain category, second column gives codename, table has some missing values. Both pseudo cereals had higher amounts of carbohydrate as well as higher amounts of protein than any millet. अच्छा, कार्बोहाइड्रेट एंड प्रोटीन के केस के अंदर, कार्बोहाइड्रेट एंड प्रोटीन वाले केस के अंदर द सूडो सीरियल्स आर ग्रेटर दैन द मिलेट वैल्यूज. Pseudo cereal values will always be greater than the millet values. अच्छा ठीक है. So यानी कि for example these two 66 and this one would always be greater than 56 dash and 62. ठीक है. Which means that ये वाला जो वैल्यू है ये पक्का 66 से तो कम होने वाला है. ये वाला जो वैल्यू है ये वैल्यू सूडो सीरियल से कम होगा, मीन 66 से तो पक्का कम होगा. एंड दिस वैल्यू मिलेट से ज़्यादा होगा, विच मीन्स दैट 62 से तो पक्का ज़्यादा ही होने वाला है, विच विल बी मोर. And both cereals had higher amounts of carbohydrates than any pseudo cereal. So now carbohydrate के केस में बात हो रही है that for the case of carbohydrates cereal is more than pseudo cereal. Okay, so that means cereal is more than pseudo cereal and pseudo cereal happens to be more than millet. But ये सिर्फ कार्बोहाइड्रेट की बात हो रही है. Cereal is more than pseudo cereal is more than millet. ठीक है, okay fine. MI stands for millet, so I've written it only in the category of carbohydrates, whereas carbohydrate and protein में pseudo cereal is more than the millet. All the missing values of carbohydrates are non-zero multiples of 5. Non-zero multiples of 5. I'll write it as 5k. 5k माने multiples of 5. And all the missing values of protein, fat, and other nutrients are non-zero multiples of 4. Non-zero होना ज़रूरी है. Multiple of 4, multiple of 4, and multiples of 4. ठीक है. Which means that the main instruction that we have is all of this only. और कुछ उनने हमारा help नहीं किया है. P1 contained double the amount of protein that M3 contains. M3 का प्रोटीन अगर X है तो P1 का प्रोटीन is double of that, that is 2X. That's it. The data is finished and now we have to solve, and obviously किसी भी रो का total has to be 100 because it is per 100 grams. So हर एक रो का total has to be 100. So then I try to get some help कि total अगर 100 होना है तो मेरी नज़र पड़ गई ज़रा इधर M1 पे. 62 plus 10 is equal to 72. 72 means that I am now left with 28 to make 100, and यहाँ पे दो non-zero multiples of 4 होने चाहिए. 2 non-zero multiples of 4 होने चाहिए. ठीक है. So something like that, thinking along those lines. चलो, so इधर आते हैं. We'll come to the blue color for carbohydrates. Carbohydrates में red color is also valid. The cereal are more than pseudo-cereals are more than the millets. So cereal की जो दो values हैं multiples of 5 are more than the pseudo-cereals means 66 से बड़े multiples of 5. 66 से बड़े multiples of 5. So let's say हमने 70 ट्राई किया. ठीक है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल लेट्स से दैट वी ट्राइड अ 70 ओवर हियर एंड यहाँ पे ऑलरेडी व्हाट वी हैव इज 70 प्लस 13 83 मीन्स यहाँ पे 17 आएगा. 17 is not a multiple of 4, so 70 will not work over here. So let's try 75. If you put a 75 over here, you have 13 over here, that's 88. That means यहाँ पे 12 आ जाएगा. This is working. 75 and 12 is working over here. We'll erase this and we'll put 75 and 12. Now we'll check is there any other value that we can put. अगर मैं इसको यहाँ +5 कर दूँ it will become 80. This will become -5 to maintain the same constant. तो ये 7 हो जाएगा. 80 and 7 is not possible. 85 and 2 is not possible because 2 is not a multiple of 4. So this is the only possible value for C2. C2 अब आपका complete हो गया. Then we'll come over here. ये भी 66 से बड़े होने चाहिए. So let's try 70. 70 plus 12 is 82. That means यहाँ पे 18 आ जाएगा. Not possible. 70 के बाद let's try 75. तो ये 13 हो जाएगा. And then 80 try करते हैं तो ये 8 हो जाएगा. That is possible. So we'll put 80 and 8 over here. Because we need multiple of 5 and multiple of 4. So I get 80 and 8. And there is no other possible value. So blue color के अंदर in the carbohydrate section, cereal more than pseudo-cereal वाली चीज़ we have been able to use. ठीक है. Now pseudo-cereal has to be more than millets for sure. So we'll try that. Pseudo-cereal has to be more than the millets. Means 56, 62 से बड़ा multiple of 5 चाहिए मुझे. तो let me try 65. If I put 65 here plus 14 is 79 plus 8 is 87. That means यहाँ पे 13 आएगा, which is not a multiple of 4. 65 के बाद if I try 70 plus 5 तो ये -5 होके 8 आ जाएगा. This is possible. So 70 and 8 are the values over here. 70 and 8. और कुछ हो सकता है क्या? 75 and 3 and उसके बाद possible नहीं है. So 3 cannot come over here. So this also has been fit in 70 and 8. एक और set of values मुझे मिल गया है. ठीक है. This is working out very well so far and I am still in the carbohydrate section. Still in the carbohydrate section where I use pseudo-cereal is more than millet. 6670 is more than 6256. अब यहाँ पे एक और वैल्यू मुझे डालना है which should be a multiple of 5. तो 6670 से छोटा multiple of 5 maybe I can put 65. 66 and 70 से छोटे हैं millets. Multiple of 5. Let me try 65. 65 plus 7 is 72 plus 16 is 88. तो यहाँ पे 12 आ गया. Then if I make this as 60 तो ये 7 हो जाएगा. 7 is not a multiple of 4. 55 तो 2 हो जाएगा. 2 is not a multiple of 4. So this is the only possible value. 65 and 12. 65 and 12. ये भी mark हो गया. Very beautifully, very nicely. And now I have been able to resolve the complete carbohydrate section. I hope you understood. Just let me know in the comments if this was not clear to you. Orally ही होते जा रहे. Now we'll come over here. यहाँ पे for proteins only blue color is valid. So blue color के अंदर pseudo-cereal has to be more than the millets. ठीक है. सो 10, 12 एंड x से बड़ा होना चाहिए 2x एंड 14. सो दैट मीन्स 12 से अगर डेफिनेटली बड़ा होना पड़ेगा 2x को, देन द फर्स्ट थिंग दैट आई कैन ट्राई इज 16. 12 से बड़ा होना पड़ेगा 2x को because pseudo-cereal is more than millet and it should be a multiple of 4, so I try 16. 66 plus 16 is 82 plus 10 92. यहाँ पे 8 आया. This is also a multiple of 4, so this is acceptable. And if I make this as 20 plus 4, तो यहाँ पे minus 4 करके 4 आ जाएगा. So 16/20 and 8/4 both are possibilities. Both are possibilities. But क्या ये दोनों मुमकिन है? तो इससे x क्या आ जाएगा? यहाँ पे x आ जाएगा 8 या फिर 10. Right? If 2x is 16/20, x turns out to be 8/10, but 10 is not a multiple of 4. 10 is not a multiple of 4, so therefore this is gone. So we have been able to fill up till here, and ये सब करने में ही काफ़ी टाइम बीत चुका है. So let's now try to answer the questions. If we need the other two values, ज़रूर मार्क करेंगे. How many food grains had a higher amount of carbohydrate per 100 grams than M1? Carbohydrate more than M1. Carbohydrate more than 62. 62 से बड़ा 80, 75, 65, 66, 70. 80, 75, 65, 66, 75 is the right answer. How many grams of protein were there in 100 grams of nutrients in M2? M2 protein. M2 protein is 12. 12 is the right answer. How many grams of other nutrients in M3? Other nutrients M3. ये वैल्यू हमने लिखा नहीं है, इसको कंप्लीट कर लेते हैं. 56, 64 प्लस 12 76 में से बचा 24 to get a total of 100. So you get 24 over here. And the last one, what is the median of the number of grams of protein in 100 grams of nutrients among these food grains? So proteins का median चाहिए. How many values do you have? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. 7 values को ascending order में अगर हम लिखें 8 8 10 12, 7 values का middle term will be the fourth term, so 12 is the right answer for question number 4. And that is the end of the set. I have not filled out the last two values, उसके बिना ही सारे questions answer हो गए हैं. And that's the end of the set. ठीक है. So what do you think? Was this a doable set? Did you do this in the paper or in your mock test attempt? Let me know. I personally found this to be quite doable for the student. ज़्यादा कुछ लिखना नहीं था, एक एक करके थोड़ा सा बस टेस्टिंग करना था. Yeah, and that is set 1.